What's up, everyone? Coach Ben with Bravo-3 Training. So out in the wild web, I see a lot of videos about the duty belt, battle belt, war belt, whatever you want to call it. So I thought I'd get in on this action, show you what I run, how I run it, different stuff. Hopefully it gives you guys a few ideas of what you want to run, how you want to run it. If it doesn't, sorry about that, but let's get down to it. Before we get down to it, a few things we got to cover. First, being safety. Nothing in there, nothing in there. Let's move it on. So number two, there'll be a lot of products and a lot of businesses that I talk about. I am not paid or sponsored by anyone to talk about their products or their business. If I'm talking about them, it's because I like it and it genuinely works for me. And hopefully it works for you, but I just want to share that knowledge and that experience with you. That brings me to number three. This is my opinion. Truth be told, I'm a minimalist. I like bare bones, no frills, only exactly what I need to carry is on my belt. There's a lot of great guys out there that have a lot of stuff on their belt. And if that's you and that's how you want to roll, rock on, that's cool. You do you and do awesome things. Me, this is how I roll. So take that for what it's worth. It's just my opinion. And hopefully it helps you out. The genesis for a lot of the decision making that I did with this came from lessons learned, some experiences that I had in the Army when I was an Army MP, either through LEO operations or combat operations downrange. A lot of it came from that, oh, you know what, this worked great, I want to keep doing this. Some of the, man, I really wish I had that, or I really wish that was available and I had that with me. And a few of the, why was I doing that? That was just not smart. I'm not ever doing that again. So those are some of the lessons learned and some of the experiences. So when I was putting this together, that was the considerations I had. And I'm going to make this work for me and make it the best battle belt, best duty belt that I can come up with. So with that being said, let's start out with my belt. This is my belt. There are many like it, but this one is mine. This is the GBRS Assaulter Belt, and it is every bit of awesome that you can imagine. It is an outstanding belt. Absolutely love it. Tough, durable, and super comfortable. I like that it's a little bit thinner. I barely notice that it's on most of the time. It's a great fit, great weight. Absolutely love it. Some of the details that I love about this. First one being the Cobra buckle. Love the Cobra buckle. Once you have this locked in, it ain't going anywhere. That's locked in. You can hit buttons all you want, but unless you knowingly depress both of them at the same time, it's locked in, going nowhere. There's also, I don't know if you can see that little bit of play in that as it moves around. I actually kind of like that because that little bit of movement, when I'm moving around in the range, it moves with me a little bit more comfortable. Next is all that Molly webbing that is weaved in here. They did a great job of putting as much modularization as you can. This is an extremely modular belt. You could think of a million different ways to run this belt, things that you can configure it to, and it's going to work for you. Absolutely love it. That soft, the loop side is facing the body, which goes to the inner belt. This is the original inner belt that came with the duty belt. It is a two belt system, so you have the outer sheath and then the inner hook side of the belt that faces away. Really good for comfort. Don't have that scratchiness again that's poking into your skin for a long time. I've never run a belt like that, but I've heard the horror stories. Super comfortable, very durable, tough belt. And I love the clean look that it has when it's on. The guys at GBRS could have been one and done with this. Hey, good to go. Don't need to do anything else. This works. But they decided to update it and outdo themselves with the next generation of the inner belt. And this is their next line of the inner belt. And it's a great belt. So you can see, keeps its shape, its rigidity. It is super tough, doesn't fold or bend. It's great everyday carry belt. that's just great Velcro. And that hook side that's on the outside does not stick to your clothing, but it will stick to that Velcro loop side on the inside there. It's just a great belt. I'll run this. I'll show up to the range, run this as my everyday carry belt, show up to the range, put this duty belt on, good to go. Really simple, slick, effective. So going on, I'm going to start from the center line, move to my right, your left. This is where I carry my tourniquet. I like carrying my tourniquet right up front so it's easily accessible. It's right here, right up in front. I'm a firm believer that anything medical, you need to be able to access with either hand. So one hand goes down, doesn't matter, I can use the other hand. If you can only access it with one hand, that's going to be the hand that you lose and you're in trouble. So for this, my tourniquet, it faces going out towards my center line, so I can rip it left hand, rip it right hand, and it comes right out. This tourniquet holder is made by Blue Alpha gear. It's real slick, low profile, not a lot of snag hazard. Velcro's right to the belt. Quick accessible. I can train with it, so I can pull it out, put it on, apply it, put it back on, restage it, no problem. Very fast and efficient. Really like it. Also comes with the undercarriage for a Sharpie. It's a Sharpie. Why wouldn't you have one of these on you? You can mark the tourniquet, but also if you're probably like me, there's a few times where I've left my Sharpies back in my range bag on the tables, and I needed them to mark up the targets. Well, this comes as a great backup. And you never know when you're going to run into a cool guy that's out on the range and need their autograph. So comes with that little Sharpie holder right there. Real good profile, low profile tourniquet holder. A lot of the stuff you're going to see that I'm running on here, slick, low profile. That's kind of how I like it. Going to the drop leg. This is made by True North Concepts. The drop leg. I've run a lot of different drop legs in the past. Everything from fitting right on my belt line, right on my hip, going all the way down to my cargo pocket, everything in between. This, I felt, it goes right underneath the belt line, kind of where my pocket is, and it's real fast, accessible, doesn't snag on to any kit, plate carriers, chest rigs that I'm wearing, and it's always in the same place every time. This drop leg, the True North Concepts built, is a beast. It is a tank. This thing will not break, bend, or anything. Super tough and durable, sturdy. Absolutely love everything they did with it. Pro tip, when you're setting this up, use their Loctite that comes with the kit. I didn't when I first put this together. I forgot to do that. Some screws backed out in the range, and I left a little bit of some gear behind me as I was running along. So don't do that. Use the Loctite, and it will lock in real easy. This is a quick detach from Safariland. If you're not running these, I strongly encourage you to buy a set of these. It's great. I really only run one pistol, probably 98% of the time. That's kind of how I like to train, but on occasion, I may want to change it up. Real simple, quick, and efficient way of changing out holsters so you have just one belt to rule them all. It's really cool. For the leg strap, so truth be told, coming out of the Army, there was no way I was ever going to run a leg strap again. The leg straps that we were using in the Army were thick, bulky, cumbersome, and a lot of chafing. The struggle was real, gentlemen. Hated them. We had two that would fit on there. I got rid of one, had just one remaining, and still, it was never comfortable. It was always riding high and all over the place, flopping around. It was just not an enjoyable experience. So I thought to myself, you know, I'm never doing that again until I found this from True North Concepts. This leg strap here, super light, flexible, pliable. I barely notice it's on there, and it is pretty snug to my leg, but I just don't notice it. Doesn't ride up, doesn't ride low, stays exactly where it needs to be, and I absolutely love it. I'm a huge believer of them now. So it's a great addition. For my holster, this is a standard Safariland 6300 series ALS. There's a couple little adjustments that I made to it. For me, you notice there's that trap door that goes over the top, prevent dust and debris from getting on your red dot. I just felt that really kind of impinged and hindered me. It Really, I felt it was unnecessary, so I chucked it. Didn't need it. The other thing is, you may notice on my holster, the sides here on the top are kind of flared out. I did it on purpose, took a heat gun, just kind of heated this up a little bit and bent them out. So when I'm reholstering my pistol, it's just a clean reholster, goes right in every time, no snagging, and just makes it a little bit cleaner and smoother for me drawing and holstering. The last mod that I did was the ALS lever. The way it comes from the factory is pretty thin. And I was noticing that every once in a while my thumb would miss that lever. So I got this, makes it a little chunkier, a little thicker, and honestly, pretty hard to miss that. You gotta try to miss that lever on there. You really gotta make the effort to miss that. So it's a small little tweak, but that little tiny detail added a lot of value. So it's a great addition to that holster series. Moving on with the belt, just to the rear of where the holster goes, this is a GBRS single pistol mag with the bungee retention. You notice I don't have a pistol mag in there. I have a multi-tool. This is a common Leatherman. If you're not carrying one of these on your kit, strongly encourage you to do so. I can't tell you how many times this little simple tool has saved the day out on the range. Whether you need pliers, a screwdriver, a knife, something on, it's probably got it on this. This is just a very generic Cabela's Leatherman that my dad gave me. Thanks, Dad. Goes right in here. And I like this little bungee cord that GBRS put on there just because I like having these type of things secure. I've lost a bunch of them in my time, and just adds that little bit of extra security. If I need this thing, I don't need to quick access it. I can move that, pull it out. The friction in this alone is pretty tight, so it's gonna stay put. The other thing I like about it, again, this very low profile, very slick, slim to the belt. So going on the back side, this is my IFAK. It goes directly in the middle of my lower back, and it may look a little chunky, may look a little thick. It's actually not bad. I barely noticed that's on there, and it kind of does provide a little bit of lumbar support to my lower back when I'm sitting in a car. But what I really like about this is from Blue Force Gear. This is the Micro Trauma Kit Now IFAK. And what I really like about this is these little pull tabs that are on either side. Like I said before, I can access it with either hand, either side, whatever I want to do. It comes right out really quick. One of the things I did with it is it is Velcroed to the back, but what I did was I took some bungee cords and dummy corded it to the back, so it's just a little bit more secure on, so it won't come off, and if I'm running, won't leave the yard sale of gear behind me. So going to the support side, so the right side is kind of the action side. That's where everything, the gun, everything I may need to action items. This is the support side, my left side. This is where I keep all the mags. This is my rifle mags from Safariland. It's the 774 series. Kydex keeps its shape, keeps its retention, so it goes back in really simply. But one of the things I like about it, besides the low profile, it's very shallow, which is good because it comes out, and when it comes out super fast. When I need to make a quick mag change, this is my first line. This is my go-to, and it's super fast. You may notice the way the rifle mag is canted. It's canted going towards the back, so the bullet's actually facing going towards the back. That's because when I reach for it, I like to be able to grab full grip, and it comes right out in one motion, bullet's facing front, ready to reload. I found that's the most fast and efficient way for me. And I can always restage a mag in there very easily. So for the pistol mags, this is a Bladetech double stack 9mm pistol mag. Again, another Kydex. I really like Kydex for any type of mag, any type of holsters, whether it's a magazine, a pistol, whatever. Keeps its shape, so if I need to restage a magazine, goes right in. I don't have to think about it, just goes right in, no factor. These, as you may notice, are pretty tight. When I'm out on the range, I see a lot of guys that have their pistol mags and even their rifle mags kind of loose and they're in there kind of sloppy. The first time you get down, you jump down in the prone fast, you take off in a dead sprint, you're going to lose your mags. So these are pretty tight in because I don't want to be 50 yards down range, go to get a mag, and where did it go? It's 50 yards behind me and I got to go back and get it. If I want this mag, it's a conscious effort to pull it out. And I know that it's going to stay put. Again, still pretty low profile, pretty slick. This little strap here that came with the GBRS belt, I just thought it'd be something that maybe I could use to cinch something down if I needed it. And I also thought it looked cool, so found a home for it right here in the pistol mag. I think it looks pretty slick, and I put it there, kept it there. Got this little ring here. If you need any type of retention for whether you're doing some sort of airborne operations, helicopter operations, or really going to do this with repelling, but a lot of guys will use this to hang their gloves with. That's often what I'll use. I may, just kind of put some gloves on this ring here on occasion, but that's my duty belt. Not a lot there, not a lot going on there. So for my pistol, this is my first go-to pistol that I train a lot with, probably the 98% of the time. I'm not going to get too much into it. It's the Glock Gen 5 G45 chamber 9mm. Great pistol, super reliable, super tough. It's going to go bang every time. Got the Surefire 300X on there. Extremely bright, 1000 lume. Leupold Delta Point Pro. I like that big, huge window so I can find that dot fast. Good situational awareness. But the upgrade that I'm most happy with is, you may notice the grip and the frame, that tackiness, that stippling on there. That is done by Defiant Customs out here in Phoenix, Arizona. They did the grip and the frame, meteorite stippling, double undercuts, and the shelve, a little bit of gas pedal on the frame up here. This just makes the purchase of my grip a lot higher. Honestly, it feels a lot higher, a lot more comfortable. I get a consistent grip every time, and just makes shooting that much more enjoyable. So if you're looking at getting some stippling done or any framework done, Defiant Customs, the guy who runs it, does all the work, is a master craft artist. This is best of class work. Love what he did with my pistol. So that is pretty much everything in a nutshell with my battle belt. As I told you, there's not a lot to this. It's pretty bare bones. But I hope you learned something from this. Hope you got something from this. If you have any questions, go ahead, leave it in the comments section. Or if you have something you want to talk about, like, follow, subscribe, share with your friends and family, anyone you think that would find a value in this. And as always, we'll see you out in the range.